Okay, so the Peloponnesian War, 431 to 404 BC, we've got Sparta and her allies against Athens and her allies. So this is a long war, 27 years. What happens? What causes this war? So, to protect against another Persian invasion, they meet on an island called Delos, and the city states form the Delian League. It's an alliance to beat the Persians with a strong allied navy. And what has to happen? Everybody has to pay the dues to pay for it. It's led by Athens, and that made sense because they were the biggest, strongest navy. But the treasure is Athenian. Follow the money. You got it. Corruption? You bet. So Athens pays for new walls all the way down to their harbor, and they do that with some of the money from the Delian League. Those dues were intended to keep that navy afloat, not to keep Athens afloat. So we would call that a big problem, corrupt. And it makes everybody mad, well, particularly the Spartans. Ding ding, war is declared. The Spartans aren't having it. They're tired of the problems with Athens thinking they're getting too big for their britches. And so war starts. The Athenians, they were planning for this. They had lots of grain stockpiled. They expected people to flow into, of their allies to flow into the city walls that they had just built, by the way. And they did. But they had a problem. They had some bad luck from the beginning. A plague hits Athens. And for the first 4 years, bad stuff. Okay, 1/3 of the people, to include their leader, a guy named Pericles, are killed by this plague over the first 4 years of the war. So what that does, the plague keeps Athens from winning outright at the very beginning. Well, that gives the Spartans and their allies some time. The Persians, again, remember they hate the Athenians, so they back Sparta. They send them money, they send them arms. They'll do what they can to cause as much trouble as they can. Athens loses a huge naval battle and loses 2/3 of their fleet. Some of those allies see the writing on the wall and say, well, if Athens doesn't control the waves, we know the Spartans control the land. So they change sides. Eventually, Sparta blockades and starves Athens so that they have to give up. In the end, both sides are weak. 27 years later, blood, money, all spilled. This leaves Greece weak. All the city states are paid, and in the vacuum that's created by the decline of Athens and Sparta, another great power to the north in Macedonia is going to step up.